So what happens when you're on the pill? Why do women on the pill typically not have a good life experience? Why do men who have girlfriends on the pill find that their libido changes mostly for the negative? This is the general rule. We've got to understand the estrous cycle here, the estrogen, progesterone, and testosterone balance. These are the three main sex hormones, sex steroids that are important for women, and they're important for men as well. But in these ratios, they're very important. So we see here, now a lot of guys don't even understand how a woman's cycle works. A lot of women don't even understand how the cycle works. Guys, you really got to understand how women run, and they run on hormones. Women are run by their feelings, they're run by their emotions, and you got to understand how to tap into that so you don't take things personal, and how you can maximize it and leverage it and manipulate it in a way that you win and they win. So what we find here, day 14 is when they ovulate. When a woman ovulates, she releases the egg. She's the most fertile, all right? So she's in the best mood. She's the most confident. She's more likely to leave you at home, go out and find Chad or a guy like me in Chiang Mai and inspire the boyfriend to make a 5-part documentary about him. Ovulation, that is good times, danger times, Chiang Mai, whatever times. All right, so when the ovulation's going up, estrogen above progesterone, a little spike in testosterone, a bit of spike in test down here below. But the most important thing is this ratio of estrogen to progesterone. All right, we see a rise in estrogen, and women get hornier. All right, women get horny. This is their peak time. All right, peak time, and then after ovulation, goes down. All right, nature says, okay, you had some fun. The egg's fertile. Now the fertile window's down. You don't need to be as horny. Boom, boom, boom. And then what happens? Estrogen goes down. It crosses over progesterone, and then progesterone's coming up. And that is generally when libido's coming down. For most women, not all. There's always a spectrum there. All right, but this is why women report low libido on the pill. Most of them, and so progesterone now goes over estrogen. All right, and estrogen's waning off. We're coming into PMS territory here, where women can get away with whatever because they can blame it on the period, etc. That's the social narrative. That's just how it is. I don't make the rules. These are just the rules of social narratives. All right, so this is what happens. So when progesterone goes above estrogen, you start to question a relationship. When estrogen, as a guy, when estrogen's above progesterone, you start to realize why you're in a relationship with her, okay? So now what happens when we go over to someone's on the birth control? When they're taking sex steroids, they're taking exogenous progesterone, estrogen, etc., generally progesterone pill, or the Mirena, which is levogestin, Mirena IUD. And so, Mirena IUD, most women still ovulate. So this graph's more applicable to the woman on the pill, or she has that injection in her, that little pellet. So what happens is there's no ovulation. There's no ovulation. And so this is a natty. This is a full natty bra, a menstrual cycle of a woman, premenopausal, before she's hitting menopause. And so this is what's happening. So we see the progesterone in the purple is below the estrogen, which is in the dark there. All right, and then So and then the progesterone goes up. Things aren't as happy days. All right. Now what we see here is progesterone's way above estrogen, all right, and it's flatlining. It's flatlining above estrogen pretty much the whole month, and then a little dip down here. But do you know what I mean? So this is why a lot of women report, I feel crazy. I feel like constant PMS on the pill. I don't feel myself, or I feel numb. I don't have as much sexual sensitivity. Talk to women, man, and you'll get different reports. Some women are like, I don't notice it, or some women are like, it's better for me. But most women report it's really, really bad, okay? Now, some women take the pill because they don't want periods, because they have heavy bleeding, they have pain, they have cramping. That is from excess dietary fat in the diet, excess dietary proteins, and these trigger prostaglandins. And when you have a high prostaglandin level, serum level in the blood, your body has more inflammation. You have greater uteral contractions, all right? Basically greater cramping, basically more pain. The more fat you eat as a woman, based on your genetics, if you're predispositioned to endometriosis or PCOS, you're going to have more severe prostaglandin uptake, transfer, and delivery and production, and that's going to exacerbate excessive cramping, all right, which may, in some sensitive women, be experienced as pain, where you're basically taking days off work, all right, or you're in bed with a hot water bottle, cramped up and fetal. No woman deserves that. So cut the fat, all right? Don't jump on the pill. Cut the fat out of your diet. But a lot of women don't want to do that, all right? They go, no, you're wrong. My doctor's right. I'm going to take the pill and be less than my optimal self. So I'm just giving people the option here. Do whatever you want to do. Your body, your choice. But men, understand being involved with women who are on the pill or who do have crazy hormones because they're eating so much fat. You got to ask yourself, is it worth being around them full time? Is it worth living with them? Is it worth being married to them or having children with them? Because you're just setting yourself up for a wild, wild roller coaster. All right. Now, when women date men, the first thing they think in their head is, what can he offer me? What can he offer me? This is fine. This is just normal. Just like anything. Like if you go for a job, you're like, what does the job offer me? How much are they going to pay me? And the employer is like, what can you offer this business? What can you offer this company? What can you offer this business? You might even be asked at an interview, hey, Frank, your resume looks cool. What can you offer? What can you bring? What can you offer to my business? And you'll be like, oh, okay, it's a qualifying question. Oh, I can do this, and that. So whenever you're going to get involved with men and women, ask yourself, what can this person offer me? What can I offer this person? All right. Now, for a lot of women, a lot of men are just with women. What can they offer? Sex. That's pretty much it. It's what most guys, normal guys want. Straight guys with libidos. Sex on tap. Women, what they generally want a sperm donor. They want to have kids, which is fine. It's a biological thing. I've had a vasectomy, so I bypass that one. And they wanted ATM. They wanted someone who's going to fund their lifestyle, their stay-at-home mum lifestyle, whatever. In general, they want to have financial support, and that's okay. That's a desire. Nothing wrong with that. As long as you're willing to do that, that's okay. All right, that's what women want, and that's what men want. These are general rules. There are outliers. There are on the spectrums, and that's okay. All right, I'm not here to negatively judge or persecute or whatever. Some people are like, oh, you're durianrider, you're a misogynist, or you're the patriarchy, or you're... No, I'm just saying how things are, I'm so saying how things are. My goal is to help people have better quality relationships with themselves, and so they can have better quality relationships with others. And your hormones really, really, guys and girls, determine how you feel. So if you're a woman and you've got constantly higher exogenous progesterone than estrogen, you're most likely not going to feel as good as you could if you're, had your natural cycle. And if you're eating too much fat to the extent where you're producing excess prostaglandins and now you're getting mad cramps and mad mood swings and you feel crazy, that's not good either. And that's your responsibility to control your fat intake so you have better ability to control your moods. And you're like, no, I don't care. I'm eating KFC. I'm eating all this fats. I'm eating all these oils. I'm eating all these coconuts. I'm eating all this meats. I don't care. You're wrong. No, I don't care. I'm allowed to be crazy. Okay, go for that life. Just stay away from us. But that's the deal there. Okay, that is the deal there. So men, all right, this is how women work. Women run on hormones massively, even more than men do. Okay. Women see the world through their feelings. Okay, all they care about is how they feel. All they care about is how they feel and how you make them feel. Nothing more, nothing less. How do they feel and how do you make them feel? If you make them feel good, they want you around. If you make them feel bad, see you later. See you later. That's why I always recommend men, get on these websites, Tinders, etc., dating websites, and talk with women. Have your own account, have a catfish account, and talk with as many women as you can. Swipe right 1,000 times, have conversations, and just and run templates and see what women respond to and what types of women are out there. So you can, when you find a woman you really like, you can wrap them up, and they don't know what's happened. You know what I mean? Because you experienced man. All these guys out there want a high SMV girl, but they've got nothing to bring to the table. What do you have to offer? Maybe you do have money. Great, but that's soon going to get boring. Because women need to be entertained emotionally and physically, not just financially. I don't recommend spending money on women personally, but if you're into prostitution, that is okay. All right, there's nothing wrong with having a prostitute at a club, or she lives with you, or you're married to her or whatever, and you're paying her way, and she gives you sex, and that's okay. You're two consenting adults. If you're both okay with that, that's okay. Right. For me, though, I don't pay my woman's ways, because my women earn good money or have money, and then that way that they're not into you because of your money. They're into you because they're into you. But at the same time, you also have to be a man where you could afford to fund your woman's life, because that makes her feel good as well. All right, that you're not just a parasiting off her money, because eventually woman's gonna be like, I'm really questioning this, and then she's gonna have doubts, and women have enough doubts that it is, like doubts their second language, and that's okay. That's women. That's what people I don't understand. Like, men try to make women into men, and women try to make men into women sometimes. It depends on what time of hour it is. So it's just like we have to accept the difference in genders. There's a difference there. All right, we got men swimming against women in the freaking NCCA swimming championships right now. All right, there is a difference between a man and a woman, and you shouldn't be a man winning against women in the pool and taking championship titles. Right? This is not a training fun race. This is not a handicap race. This is like the NCAA swimming championships, and you have men winning it in the pool with women, man. That's just like, what's going on there? As a man, you genetically have, as a swimmer, if you're like a state level swimmer, as a man, you're going to have bigger arms, bigger hands, bigger feet, because you're born as a man, biologically. Bigger lungs, bigger heart, bigger blood volume. And you can suppress your test a bit and go, well, I'm under 10 nanomoles per deciliter, blah, blah, blah. But you're still a man, and you still got the VO2 max and the big hands and the big feet, okay? So stay in the lane, man. Stay in the lane, especially at the championships, okay? Especially the champion, or identify as a woman and compete with the men. No one's going to complain about that. But don't sandbag, please. Anyway, that's the deal. Understanding your hormones really makes life a lot easier. And that's why I talk to so many people, thousands of people all the time, because I love learning. Textbooks are great, but textbooks can be biased. You always want to cross-reference with real world information, all right? Not mass media stuff, but real world. Take on the mass media stuff as well, and then cross-check it with what's actually going on out there, okay? And that way you'll have a better quality of life. My goal is just to help people have better relationships with themselves, and in turn, we have better relationships with others. Thanks for watching. Want more information? Visit durianrider.com. Peace.